all, just a fantastic environment. I know we won on the scoreboard, but women's basketball won today. And we had an amazing fan base today come up from Tempe. So big shout out to the Sun Devils. They were maybe outnumbered, but a lot of heart, and amazing to see our fans make the trip. So what a great game, both teams. Whew, it was I feel like I just played an overtime game. But that back and forth was fun, a lot of heart on both sides of the ball.
What a win, like Gabby Elliott, Bracken's big-time buckets there at the end, especially with two people fouling out down last year. What do you think this says about the resilience of the team?
Yeah, this one we need to, I mean, it's going to be excitement, but then we need to look back and say, we can do anything. Look at the odds that were stacked against us a little bit. You know, the adversity comes when your starting point guard's out from the get-go. Then the adversity comes when you have two players foul out. Then the adversity comes when, you know, the crowd is not in your favor. Then the adversity comes when Gabby goes down with, you know, a scary situation with her injury. Then the adversity comes when you're playing lineups. Michaela Moore just got cleared, you guys, and we had to rely on her. So we were playing 2 point guards at once. We were playing 3 posts at once. So it was just one of those games you just had to gut it out. So I hope that gives our team a lot of confidence moving forward, that anything that comes for our way, we have a saying, perfect for us.
You said obviously Jaya's been smart in this whole season, but her coming in and starting the way you just feel she brought to the beginning of the game for you guys.
You know, Jaya, she has that bounce in her step. And I like that pep that she comes with. And almost a little bit of a chip. She can defend, which, you know, right up my alley, obviously. And then she's been a threat from 3, and she's been able to get to the rim. She loves that left hand, but she's done a good job of embracing whatever her role is. Sometimes it's coming off the bench. Today it was starting. And she's done a magnificent job of just going with the flow and 2 feet in.
Coach, there's a popular coaching philosophy that when you're on the road, you go for the win. When you're at home, you go for the tie. Here, you went for the tie in the 4th. Was it always going to Brackens, or what was the decision there?
There was a couple of options, and she was one of those. She was actually the 3rd option in that event. We had a 3 option in there too, and then we had a drive option in there too. So that's a testament to them too, that they were calm enough not to panic if the first option wasn't open. And Bracken's at that elbow, that's her money shot. So if she's going to seal it, I couldn't think of a better shot to seal it with, to take us into overtime and give us some of that momentum going into overtime.
Bracken's really came alive at the end of the game. What does this show about her maturity to really thrive in tough game situations?
You know, you could tuck your tail, because she had that where she drove baseline and it went off her knee. So you could tuck your tail and feel sorry for yourself, or you could rise up and make a bucket to send us into overtime, and she picked the latter. So it's great that she has that maturity, that confidence. Her teammates and her coaches have that confidence in her. And yeah, even some of those rebounds that she got, they were fighting. Elle and Brackens were giving us, trying to get every second chance point that we could. And just really proud of, one, their maturity and growth, but when their back's against the wall, and just a different dynamic in odd situations.
And you talk about that switch rebounding at halftime. I think I remember 10 rebounds at half, no offensive boards,
Yep.
and then you just talked about you, Elisa, getting all those offensive rebounds down the stretch. So how big was that?
Yeah, you know, there was a philosophy change. They're great in transition. They obviously kick it ahead and go, and so we're trying to get back and match up. But as they start to leak out, there's an opportunity for offensive rebounds. So we're like, Elle, go get every offensive board. You know, Brackens, we need you to crash. Deb, we need you to crash. So Elle was huge there. And I know she could have tucked her tail too. She had a pick-6 layup that she missed, another layup that she missed, but that didn't affect her rebounding effort. And that's who we are. We are a team that no matter what's thrown our way, is we're just going to tough it out and have passion and effort and energy every possession.
Coach Marley Morrison is obviously fouled out, and she's one of my favorites for her cleanup. Can you just talk a little bit about the impact that she has and how much she's missed in those moments?
She is, because she's our glue, she's our communicator. But I'll tell you, if you were on the inside huddle when she was fouling out, she was like, okay, remember, they don't have any timeouts. We got to switch. We got to do this. She was echoing what the coaches were saying, and make sure when that team stepped on the court, those 5, she was a 6th person before she came off, before they threw the ball in. So I think Marley still made an impact on the game, even though she was fouled out, because she is that vocal, she's that connected, she has a high basketball IQ, and she's able to be a coach from the bench in that moment.
Gabby Elliott, you talked about her. When she goes down and when she's obviously banked up, is that toughness that coaches, and do you see that reflected in your teammates?
It is. You guys, Gabby is, if you would to know what she goes through on the daily basis in her pain management, she is as tough as they come. And you wouldn't even know it. You know, we've had to offload her a little bit this week, and so, but she was so engaged in film and the things that mattered that maybe she couldn't participate in on the court, but she's locked in. And then when she gets in the game, she's hurting, but you would never know that. And she's just a tough kid, and that trickles down to our whole team. If Gabby feels good and she's confident, then our team is feeling good and confident.
You said that women's basketball won today.
Mhm.
It's not the first time that you've been here, but can you just talk a little bit about kind of the atmosphere, the crowd, and sort of this renewed rivalry between in the duel of the desert?
Yeah, it's great. When you can draw eyes to your sport through rivalry, that's a win-win. And really proud of our girls for facing the environment and coming out on top. And, you know, to be honest with you, we had something more to play for. Here we are, you know, kind of both in the first years, but we've got this opportunity for postseason, and we needed this win to help us get there. And that's something that you'll face in the postseason, right? These crowds and some adversity. So this was a great game for us, but also a nod of the cap to all the fans that came out and supported women's basketball today.
Guys good? Thanks, gang.